provide a platform. At first, it was just to provide a platform for up and coming artists. So that's what it was in the beginning. It was nothing else. It was only that.
Yeah.
But then, because I started also at the same time working for a record label where I was working with mainstream artists, I then changed the vision, and the vision was to provide the bridge between the up and coming artists and the mainstream artists. So over the years, everything I do within the main music industry, and then I've got the up and coming artists, I make the link for them to work together, whether it's to be in a video or to network or any kind of things that I want to bridge the gap. But I just feel like how else can we move forward, as in like terms of like supporting each other, like to get opportunities, because in this industry, realistically, if you're not up there in the mainstream music industry, like you're not gonna, unless you have somebody, you're not gonna get, people just want to look after, like themselves. People are only looking after themselves.
My thing is, first of all, I feel like you see the crabs in a barrel kind of mentality. I feel like the crabs in the barrel mentality. For me personally, I feel like that kind of needs to stop, because after interviewing so many different up and coming artists, I feel like so many people have got this mentality of like, oh, I want to be the main person. I want to do it on my own.
But not even. But see, with you, right? You haven't just interviewed up and coming. You've interviewed mainstream people as well.
Absolutely,
you've interviewed people. You've interviewed people with under 1,000 following. Let's just say 1,000 following and 10,000 following and 15,000. So you've kind of done it across the board.
Yeah.
And if you can, like, you do that across the board, so you're open to all. You're not just focusing on one group set of people, and that's what I'm doing also. But it needs to be like, we need something else now. We need something that's going to push us all out there.
You know, one thing I always say, like, I've been in music for a very long time, and I've just realised.
Double S, how long have you been doing music for?
I'm 34 now, so professionally since I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just think if you and someone don't have the same ending goal, you're not gonna always clash. Do you get what I mean? Yeah,
that's true.
So you see me now, for example, even down to music, like I never judge how the game goes, because I realize we all got different journeys and we've all got different like long-term goals and this and that. So now my new one is I work with who's on my frequency or on my page. Do you get what I mean? Because it makes my job more easier, because that way I don't have to be stressing or thinking, oh right, this person's supposed to be by my side and this and that. Because the truth of the matter is, I feel like we all genuinely are going to have a different, like I've seen everyone come and go. You get what I mean? Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, literally. So for me, I'm just like, oh, it's the same repeats like every single year anyway. The people that have got the songs, for example, that are doing well, for example, they're gonna get boosted up. They might go get signed and start traveling, and if they got good management, if they don't have management that's doing them wrong or whatever the case is, for example, they're gonna flourish and do well, God willing. Do you get what I mean? And then some people are so talented, for example, but they'll never get the shot.
That's what happened. That's what happened a lot of time. Like, I see people, as you say, come and go and come back.
100%, yeah.
You get me? They go and they come back. But one other thing is that now, everyone is so eager to get that number one spot.
100%. That's why I think everyone needs to stop.
They don't realize they don't believe in their craft.
100%.
Because what they do, as soon as say, all right, you get a track out now and it's running the street.
Let's say it's drill,
Yeah. They switch from what they were doing
to copy drill,
to copy your thing.
100%.
You get me? Because they're trying to get out there. But and that's why if you do get a listen over there or someone listen to your track,
God is good, isn't it?
God is good. But then now you're gonna crash because you're not being you.
And the reason I like what you just said as well, the reason I like what you just said is, I've always been, even down to me, like, let's say for example me, I've been quiet from music, I would say past year and a bit. I've released stuff and whatever the case is, doing my thing. But when coming back, for example, drill's the thing. Do you get what I mean, But I'm not gonna do drill. Do you get what I mean, Because I got to a point where basically I can't follow a niche that's just working at the moment, because that basically means once that niche is gone, I'm gone as well. So if I'm smart, for example, I'll build my fan base, I'll do whatever I'm doing, for example. I just, to be honest, I tell everyone, to me, my main thing I tell everyone, just slug it out until your thing works. Your thing just needs to work once. It might take, say, for example, 10 years for one time for it to work. But once that one time works, it's like magic. It's like it happened overnight. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like build up your thing, for example, how you are as a human being and as a person, for example. That's the most easiest thing to do.
That's it.
My new ideology to everything anyway, is whatever works for you the most easiest is what you're supposed to go with. Because I don't need to full snap. That's me and God. You get what I mean? Just rotating and maneuvering.
That's it.
You get me?
Yeah.
You were saying, King?
As artists,
Yeah.
what would you, what do you look for in the manager?
In a manager.
Yes.
Interesting.
Manager
That's
can manage,
a good
innit?
one, actually.
So,
Yeah.
I just need a manager
and
to
that's the
manage.
thing, because quite a few
So-
artists actually ask me to sign them, and I
Yeah,
say
me
I
too,
do
I get it all the
partnership.
time.
I don't do management.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I do a partnership instead of management as well, yeah.
I believe when you say you're gonna manage an artist, that artists expect you to change their life.
Yeah, 100%, I agree.
You get me? You expect to spend money on that artist. You expect to help that artist to be better than
They were before.
what. That's it. But then again, also the artist don't realize that he just signed his life to somebody else. That means you need to listen to what I say.
I'm starting to understand.
You get me?
Yeah.
You need to listen to what I say, do what I say,
the problem
because
as well.
I am the one that's
Brilliant,
spending.
brilliant.
And when I tell you go check Bibi on the radio for 8, you need to be
Bibi,
there.
yeah.
here.
Yeah, for 8.
So if you're not be there for 8 now, me and you gonna have a problem.
yeah.
Yes, because Bibi will be calling
But
you.
you know
get
one
me?
thing, one thing I do say,
And my money I spend.
100%.
You get me? And then when me tell you, say, boy, yeah man, go down on a show there and you only allowed to carry 2 man with you. Don't tell me say you have to carry 10 and my money I spend.
100, yeah.
So people don't understand managing an artist.
100%.
Okay, so we got somebody on the
Isn't
line.
it?
So Turnpike King said a lot of mainstream artists sign to the label and understand and can't move how they. Hold on, and don't. Do you mean don't understand the contract and can't because they can't move how they want? Yeah, it's
That's
true. Artists have this thing and it's called artist ego.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what,
yeah,
What
that-
happens is they have something. I deal with it all the time. Like I have so many artists around me, and I've had in the past that have just like yes, artist ego. But there's a
Alter
good
ego,
no,
yeah.
no. There's a good like you have
It's a
to
good
have
and
an
a bad
ego
thing,
to
yeah. It's a
yeah.
good
You
and a
have to
bad
have an
thing.
ego to a certain point, to a certain extent, and you can make your ego work for you or work
Okay, yeah,
against you.
100%.
And a lot of times, what's happening in this industry is artists' ego is working against them because of exactly what Kevin said. They expect you to make them into a superstar overnight.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when I started working and I was working with these 2 girls who actually got to the Voice Finals 7 years ago. So they got to the Voice Finals. So they thought, because they got to the Voice Finals now, so it was like, at this time, I had a bit more time to spare. My daughter was young and I had a bit of time to spare. I wasn't working. Because I wasn't working, I was able to take that taxi at 5 o'clock in the morning to go down to ITV Studios to sit with them while they get hair and makeup and everything done. I had the time to do it. So I invested a lot of time into that, into filming and everything over the few months. And they thought, because they thought whether they win the Voice Finals or they don't win, they're going to blow just from being on the Voice Finals. And then so afterwards, when they got into the Voice Finals and they didn't win, but prior, just like maybe about right before they didn't win, they kind of started distancing themselves from me and kind of almost like dropped me as a manager because they thought whether they win the finals or they don't win the finals, they're going to go to Paris Fashion Week, they're going to get invited to red carpet
But it don't
events,
work like
everything, and nothing. And after that, they didn't win and they didn't get anywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? So like you spend a lot of time because like when to have somebody to believe in you and your music is a big thing. So when you have a manager that comes along and says, oh, "Hey, I want to manage you," it's because they believe in you. Because that manager doesn't have to invest their time. That manager's got a family.
Absolutely.
That can spend all their time with their family.
Do you-
They have to be.
Do you know one thing I do say, yeah? For me,
Yes.
yeah, in moving forward, because I hear a lot of these situations, and I've had a few
Yeah.
of my situations, for example, with management, for example.
Yeah.
And I think any single person, I always appreciate any single person that's come to help me in my musical
yeah.
career. Yeah? But one thing I've learned is what I've learned over the years in just growing up. Because I call it growing up, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I might have moved young as well, yeah? It's just know your role. So let's say, for example, if a manager comes from the beginning stages, for example, state what you can do and what you can't do.
That's
Same
it.
thing with the artist, for example, state what you can.
Terms and
But can I say
agreements.
something as a manager? Like what a manager can do, what a manager can do, like when they come to you and they say to you, "Well, I can do this, this, and this." You know, at any point in your career with you and that manager or that path, those can do's can either
It's changed,
they
of
can
course.
change. They're
But
going
this
to
is what
change
I'm
all the
saying,
time, and you have to accept change.
No, which is fine.
as
This
artists.
is why I even said, even down to me, man had to grow up myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. One thing I've got to a point now, yeah, is basically when I say state this, for example, is let's be transparent with each other. You see this? I always say this as well. You see, like I've had managers for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We become family.
Yeah.
Like I'm with you more than I'm with most of my people, then, or whatever the case is.
That's it,
So
yes,
my
yes.
logic, for example, is that if there's no transparency, I'm a deer in the headlights.
That's
Do you
it.
get what I mean? Yeah. So for me, it's like if I know, okay, I'm the talent, for example, I can bring you songs. Just let
That's
me know
it.
what you want. Do you get what I mean? If you let
That's
me
it.
know what you want and we know the play, for example, I'll give you 20 of these. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
But if you
yeah.
don't and you're looking for something and then in your mind you're just, oh, and it needs to go like this and read this and that. Eventually, after a while, it's like you love. Once the grey area comes, for example, I believe there's a lot of artists, for example, that they've had like grey areas with their managers, for example, and I don't think it's anyone's fault. It's just the scenario and situation, and there's no middle person or middle ground, for example, to make this make sense at the moment.
That's
and
it.
for me, I've got to a point, just as a man, for example, I don't really argue. I don't do the arguing thing. Where's the door? Where's the execution? And that's all I really want to have the conversation about. If I'm in the wrong, for example, I'll put my hand up, but let's be progressing and actually getting somewhere.
Yeah, because sometimes people grow. So, for instance, like Marnie, I know Marnie from Marnie Young.
From morning.
No, from Marnie.
Official Marnie.
Official Marnie.
Big up official Marnie.
From Marnie. I know him from his young, you get me?
Yeah.
And from they're doing music in my Marlon and they're doing music and they're making beats and I used to say, yo, come make a beat for me. Because I used to have the studio at the house. I have my studio at my house. Bantan have his studio at the house. So I want a beat. I used to say, come now make a beat for me.
Yeah.
You get me? 2 twos now. We just grow together. So till I take the studio out of the house and bring it to the office.
course, yeah.
And I said, you know what? There you go.
Yeah.
You get me? Do your thing till he end up like a part managing Spotlight.
Yeah.
But I am managing
Yeah.
him. He said to me like,
And he can
Kev,
govern over there.
yeah, he's like, Kev, why don't you just manage me and manage us? I said, all right, you do you, and I'll do what I need to.
I'll
I'll
oversee.
oversee.
Yeah.
You get me?
I'd rather that and partnership.
And it just worked.
Yeah, it just works.
You get me?
Yeah.
It just worked.
'Cause I feel like nowadays, let me be real, I feel like the manager thing, for example, sometimes it is a lot. Like even deep in me, for example, I'm not an easy person to deal with as well, yeah? So the management thing, for example, I feel like I understand why it's a lot. Like, but at the same time, I just feel like it's like a 9 to 5. Come to work, for example, and do your job. Do you get what I mean? If I said I'm gonna be able to do so, like I know I could tune out a certain amount of songs every single month. But my thing is I need to have a direction. If you tell me what I need to do, for example, I'll speed up the process for you. But if I don't know, for example, then we're watching what everyone's doing and this and what's in like going on in the industry or whatever the case is. Eventually, after a while, if that's not popping, I'm gonna look like I'm not doing my job.
That's it.
You get what I mean? So I always say it's a clash sometimes because an artist has got his way of how he sees something, a manager's got their way, but it reminds me of woman and man.
Yeah.
We're never going to overly understand each other, but let's come to that middle ground, for example, for this to actually work. Otherwise, let's leave it alone.
You have to understand, like, you invite this person in your life for this purpose.
Simple, yeah.
So even when you don't like it, you have to sometimes work with it.
Yeah, that person's not bad.
Man, that's
Yeah.
It's just that right now, for example, I might not agree with how you're dealing with things.
And sometimes
But let's find a middle ground, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
for me, I still go with that person thing.
I'm the same, yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Cause probably see something that you don't see.
100 million%.
So you get me? Nothing. It ain't costing me nothing to do it your way.
100%.
So I work
But
with
one
your
thing I
way.
say, if we're gonna do it your way, it's not like, say, for example, always something needs to be happening, but some sort of execution. We need an ending goal. We need something
It's an
in the
aim,
sat
yeah.
nav. Yeah. If it's not that, for example, then we're just talking for the sake of talking, and who wants to be right and wrong. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. I think every manager and artist needs to stop that right and wrong thing.
That's
You
it.
get
That's
what I
it.
mean?
Partnership, man.
Yeah.
think-
Michael Boss, the ginger shot. You get me? Where the cup them there? Where the cup them there?
Jerry Springer for the ginger.
We're going to drink the ginger. Quench thirst.
Quench thirst.
Come
But yeah, man, now thank you for having us, though, man.
appreciate it.
You see,
Reality
big up
Team
yourself,
TV in
Bibi.
the building.
Come
You see me?
Reality Team TV.
Conversation, turn up.
Come on, man.
We're dead
It's a
there.
proper combo still.
Yeah, get me?
Alright.
Proper
Get them
convo.
skill our chair.
Yeah, that's glad.
This is the non-sweet first,
you
yeah?
I
Can't believe I'm having the non-sweet. The gal them say I'm
Come in,
sweet.
artist. Bust 2 bars, make
I
me hear.
mean, I do it in flow motion. It's basically fast, but in slow motion. I'm so wet.
let me have a look.
No, wind them up, man. When you're ready, I'll proper.
You
get me? When you're ready, I'll proper. You get me?
Okay, yes.
My name's the father Lily.
Just a little piece up in there.
Cheers.
Okay,
Cheers, man.
We're
We're gonna top you up.
Ginger shot is ginger shot for me, you know.
You're not. Had a shot.
Moving like Burna Boy and whiskey.
I can't pull it, man. We pay for it.
Yeah, we're grown.
You're too strong.
It's too strong.
Too strong.
You want some brandy with it?
Cheers.
One more.
You think like
Here we
You
go.
get me? Pull one of the sweet one, man.
That is it.
You get me?
Hey, shots. I'm about to finish it. We're about the chit chat.
No, this is the non-sweet.
That's the sweet
We're
one.
gonna put it.
That's why I said we could do it with a bit of kick.
A bit more ginger, yeah.
But because that's why I said for commercial purpose, I see where you
That
take
one
it.
there.
That's the jump still.
Yeah. Proper nice, man.
Yeah, get me?
That one there.
Okay, so Doubles, you
Fire
said...
mode.
Take out your
Fire mode.
Fire out.
everything.
Yeah, talk to me,
Now,
baby.
if you've
We
got
have a
cold,
personal
if you've
chef
got
inside the
everything
building.
to-
You see me? Serve up the drink, damn it.
Now we're
That
gonna
is
taste. We are going to taste the taste
I like that.
Man.
We are going to wake up the taste buds.
Yeah, we're going to wake up the taste buds now.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Please enjoy.
That's the sweet one.
This is the sweet one. This is the sweet
Where's
one.
that little bottle of
Just
gin? I'm
understand
gonna
motor
have
car,
the gin.
Get on the
Sweet
side of
one.
motor car.
I'm gonna
This
no,
is
I'm
sweet
gonna
one,
make
yeah?
you guys a cocktail. Wait.
Cocktail?
Why have a
Yes,
cocktail,
you
but I'll
can
try
have
it
a
still.
cocktail.
Why have a
No,
cocktail, but I'll try
you
it.
can't.
Sweet one.
Cocktail. Where
Please
would
Why are you
enjoy.
saying
Hey,
why
cheers.
though? Ladder wide.
I'm making you guys. I'm making
I'm
everyone a
down. I'm
cocktail.
down. I'm
What's
down.
that?
Gin.
Why is that?
I'm making a cocktail.
The name's mad, isn't it?
Gin.
name's
Okay, bring your glasses.
believe it.
Bring your
Why is
shots,
that?
guys.
Whoa.
You're moving mad.
Guys,
mental.
bring your shots here. I'm
believe
gonna
it.
make everyone a
You're gonna put a
cocktail.
little bit of
No,
pussy
I
for
just.
No, but yo, why?
5'9", so I'm big out the brandy and everything.
So I'm saying Brandy and Monica.
Doubles.
You get me?
Needing the Brandy and Monica.
Right.
Don't
Cheers,
nobody have none yet.
Nobody have none?
Yeah, I'm gonna be naughty. I'm gonna join in on this one.
Ah, come on, man.
Oh, which one is
You
that?
have to wait. You have to wait.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
But yeah, man, while we wait, you wanna ask? You wanna
Yes.
ask
So
them
what
a
I
few
wanted to
questions?
know, yes, from
Yeah.
Doubles, in terms of like,
Wait. I'm
in terms of
No, no, go
the,
on. We'll wait for you, bro.
in terms of the UK,
Yeah.
like in terms of the UK music industry, and you've been here, you've been around for.
Yes, I will join the party too.
Yeah, yeah.
You've
You're
been
gonna
dealing
join the
with
party?
us a lot.
Party.
With a
Okay.
little bit of, I don't drink alcohol.
Where you don't divide me.
Hey, Charlie, please, we are not fighting. This is not fight. I'm very sorry.
I don't like the way you didn't invite me.
I cannot believe. Yeah, talk to me, Bibi.
I cannot believe you did not invite your friend.
Before
Mine
Turn
is
up.
over here.
Everything turn up. The names of but you never still come. When I put them.
We say, turn it up.
non-sweet,
Ready,
non-sweet.
man.
You two non-sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, though.
So where's your shot, bro? There's a next man over there.
Shut.
Yes.
Where the
There's
cups?
some for you here.
Yeah,
Fresh one.
The FA Cup.
Non-sweet, yeah.
One is coming.
Film, innit?
Non-sweet.
This is
I
the
can't even believe
non-sweet.
that.
The
Come
non-sweet
enjoy
one,
it.
yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the sweet, the honey let it kick more.
The football association.
Yeah, the honey let it kick more.
I cheers.
Thank you.
My man keeps backing it. You know?
Okay,
He doesn't
guys.
even cheers.
Now we are going to go back to the sweet one. Wake up the taste buds.
Okay.
You lot cheers.
Cheers, guys, yeah?
Hey, to greatness.
Thank
To
you
greatness,
everyone
yeah?
for
To
coming
good
in,
health
to greatness.
and wealth and
Thank you to
success and
everyone coming in
abundance.
the
Yeah,
studio,
done
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
I don't know. 2025 and beyond.
2025 and beyond. To infinity and beyond.
Alright.
Bombo Claw.
The taste is budding.
Oh my God.
Bibi, what was you talking to me about? Talk to me.
No swearing on the program, young man.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Yeah. Let's show
There we
that.
go.
That's cool,
Has
man.
everybody had some
Yeah,
sweet
man.
one?
Manners.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had
Good.
good.
I'm just passing on the message that I hear earlier on.
Right, no second.
Now, this will be nice, though.
So in terms
Really,
of
really
so the music
very much.
industry,
Thank you
like
very
in
much.
terms of, because what I'm seeing is in the music industry, so in the UK industry, so I can only talk from when I
Your experience.
came back over here.
Thank you.
So when I came back over here was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
And at the time that I came back, it was So Solid Crew doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I didn't know a lot
OGs
about
them.
Yeah, but I didn't know a lot about because I
Yeah.
been in America. I didn't know English music,
Yeah.
so I didn't really listen to English music because when
Yeah.
I came back here, I was more listening to like reggae and Jamaican music because of my family and where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no English music. I didn't really know. I knew 2 household names, So Solid Crew, and I probably knew Gigs
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know a lot of things, so I've learnt things along the way.
Of course.
So what I'm seeing now is a lot of so there was big artists back in the day, so like 2002 2003,
Yeah.
and then we didn't hear from them for a long time,
Yeah.
and then now they're coming back.
Yeah.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is they were quite big.
Yeah.
So what happened, and like why they want to come back?
Now, wait.
When there's so much
do you know what?
new.
I
I haven't finished yet. Hold on.
Yeah, go on.
But
Go
hold on,
Take
wait.
a Devin, no, man.
No, hold on. But I
Go on.
also say the reason why I say that is
Yeah.
because
I was gonna
yeah,
say
the old-
something.
The
I
older
thought he
artists,
was.
the older artists are coming back
Yeah.
when there's so much new up and coming music.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
so
yeah,
much new,
yeah.
New material.
new
Yeah.
material. There's new artists now.
Yeah.
Give these, the new artists are doing things out here.
I feel like, you know what it is, in this day and age, for me, there's space for everyone at the moment. I feel
But
like,
everyone at every time.
yeah, now let me tell you why. Let me explain this, yeah. You see, back in the day, we didn't have social media. We didn't
Right.
we're not able to put something on a streaming platform, for example, and it goes to Germany straight away, or it goes to Jamaica straight away, or it goes to America straight away. Nowadays, Central C is just bad enough America, like it's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
normal. This is
Anywhere, you
so,
get me?
So this day and age, for me, it's just basically, I feel like if you're not making your situation happen in this day and age, you're just not. You might be watching someone else's thing a bit too much. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. I feel like the way I look at everything now is you find your spot, for example, and you set up shop. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And then you just give yourself some time, for example, for your thing to build up. I feel like a lot of people might not want to do that little building up bit, for example. It's like me. I hate restarting. I think I've started my thing 6 times over again.
yeah.
But I've realized the only good thing about that is I can start fresh. I can start brand new. I don't have in my head, I don't have expectations. Other people might have expectations from me, and I feel like I'm one of them old school MCs. You're even like talking about where specific things happen, for example, that weren't in my control because I was too young to understand it. Do you get what I mean? But me now, for example, it's like I can mentally